Alright, welcome back. We got a '05 Nissan Murano. You can see she's a 3.5 V6. Initially, one of the things we needed to check out, if you're running into this, there are 4 Allen headed bolts in order to remove this cover. So when you open your hood, that's exactly what it'll look like. And this is to control the different lengths of the intake runners. And the earlier video we showed that, you know, we had almost 60 ohms of resistance. I thought it was really interesting. You know, they have the parts made overseas, which you can see that's the box here. This is the aftermarket part. You can see there's no part number on there. Looks like it should work, but it was $12, which I think is hilarious. This one was, I think, I don't know, 240 bucks. I don't know if it'll come through there. There we go. We got a factory Nissan part. You see, this is your factory Nissan part number. This is your one off the interweb from wherever it's going to maybe work. And it's super easy. We've got a bolt here. I have verified the resistance on those. Those are just over 30 ohms. The reason that I really don't want to go with the aftermarket one, which is that one there, is this circuit is monitored through the computer for circuit integrity, and as the resistance goes up, it sets a P1800. And then that intake runner system, and it's basically a set of valves that either allow you to have long intake runners or shorter intake runners. And the biggest benefit to that is performance in different RPM ranges. So sometimes you need more performance low end, but if it was a fixed setter length runner, it's kind of like I don't know if you remember the old tunnel ram intakes. They have an RPM range that they worked best in, which was a higher RPM range. And then if you have a short low rise intake, typically you had a little bit more lower end power. So this is kind of the best of both worlds. But I ordered the other one since it was 12 bucks. I'm like, 12 bucks is nothing in today's economy, I guess. But we've got the factory one. Definitely going to be a better long-term repair. The next thing that we needed to deal with, they're getting some water inside the cab. And so hopefully I can maybe get this in here and show you. That in the top left part of that block is actually where the drain, and you can kind of see running down there is where, when the sunroof gets full of water, there's a little better view of it, it actually drains. The sunroof is not designed to seal. It's designed to basically funnel the water in the right direction. Now, I thought it was interesting when I blew air through the top of it, it didn't come out there, obviously, and it didn't act like it was restricted. So, as we come around here, especially on this side of the vehicle, I see some water staying there. And so, as we look here, this is the drain, and a real easy way to check it is to, you know, either take a, you know, kind of flexible, you know, rod, and if it is restricted, you can clean it out. But what's happened is this is just rotted, and the little grommet now, and you can kind of see if it'll show up, it's dry rotted. So when it rains, it obviously it just funnels all the water down into the floor here. So we're gonna have to fix that. I don't know if there's a good way to show you where it is. That's probably not going to be a good view. You'll have to take my word for it. We need to make sure and get it to where it is draining water outside. As I pan over here, right there is another one. Now that one is going all the way, draining out into the wiper cowling underneath the hood. So this is very common. I don't know if I can get it in frame here. Right down there in the corner is actually where that hooks up, and it's all intact. Sometimes you'll see headliners, when they are plugged up, they'll be wet because it basically overflows into the cabin. But this was not the case on that one. It's actually got a broken grommet. So we're going to have to get one of those on order and make sure we get this fixed. Water inside a car isn't terrible, but it's also not the best ever. So we're going to need to get those installed to make sure that, you know, this thing's in good shape going forward. I hope this is a little insight for somebody out there, and if you're battling this same thing, even if it's not a Nissan, you know, kind of at least will give you a little direction on how to fix this thing.